So the paragraph that we edited yesterday was a great start. Terrific ideas from everybody in class. But there are a lot of writing problems that we need to address. So I've treated this the same way I would treat an assignment you give me. So you'll notice that there are some parts of the paragraph that look a little bit yellow. And when I click on them, a little comment pops out to the right because I put comments on these, right? So when you get back formal writing, what I will do is write comments on it. I don't do the same thing as I do with vocabulary where I might just edit it for you because I want you to learn how to make these changes. So where you see a comment over on the right, it coincides with something over here. So we're just going to go through here from the beginning to the end and work our way through these changes. The first one is not highlighted because it's a mistake. It's because I wanted to point out to you that we are already using writing strategies that we have learned. This first one, right here, when Simon interacts with the pig's head in Lord of the Flies by William Golding, is followed by this comma right here, right? So this is a writing strategy that we actually use 3 times in this paragraph. You'll notice that I've got a when is in blue, while is in blue right here, and when is in blue again. We've used the same writing strategy 3 times. It's a introductory phrase or all about time. When Simon does something, while dehydrated Simon does something, when the voice talks to Simon. So they're all phrases that have to do with time that have to be followed with a comma, temporal clauses. Okay, so our writing strategy. These are introductory phrases followed by a comma. These all happen to have to do with time. They're about time. Okay. Now, if I want to leave that comment there, I can. If I want the comment to go away, I can mark it as resolved and it will go away. I can bring it back again later if I do that. You can always bring the comments back again because they're all part of the history of the document. Okay, so I'm going to make that go away so that I can just know that I've taken care of that. All right, this next one. We have he fights right here. He fights societal criticism from adults that he faced. When we talk about people, we don't use the word that. We use who or whom. The word that is for things or objects. So this word needs to be changed to whom. Okay? So now we fix this, but then this next one, this word which is not the correct word here. This word should actually be that. Okay? So now we have he fights societal criticism from adults whom he faced in the past. That has followed him to the present. Okay? All right. So we've addressed that comment. Next one is we have Simon is in his secret spot of the jungle. Well, he's not of the jungle, right? Simon is in the jungle. So let's change that to in. Okay? And then we've got this word jungle. Well, he's actually not in the jungle. I know that we think of it as a jungle because it's on an island. It's a tropical island, but actually, we're assuming it's tropical. There might be different kinds of islands that aren't tropical at all, but William Golding calls it a forest. So we need to make sure that our word choice matches the word choice of the text that we're studying. Okay? All right, that takes us to our next issue. Right here, we have in this phrase right here, he hallucinates, which leads him to think about the harsh tones of parenthood. Well, this is wordy. We can condense this to one word. So we have which leads him to think about. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 words. We can change all of that to just about. That's all we need is about. That's it. Okay? All right, so we've condensed that down to one word. Our next problem is one that you might have been taught as a good strategy, and it was fine for freshman English, but it's not fine anymore. We don't need to do this. You never, ever have to have this shows or this reveals or any other synonyms for that verb that at the beginning of a sentence. In fact, the word shows is not a good verb, to tell you the truth, so whenever we can not use that, we want to. So we're just going to delete that. Now, when we delete that, we've now gotten rid of the verb for the sentence. So now we don't have a complete sentence. But instead of fixing that right away, I see that I've got 1, 2, 3 more problems I've got to fix. So I want to look at those before I worry about the verb. Okay, this first one, dominance. We're repeating diction. You can see right here we have the word dominance here and we have the word dominance here. We do not want to repeat our diction so much. And we didn't use the word authoritative, even though we talked about using it yesterday. We never used it. So let's put that in. And when we do that, it says the authoritative of the adult. Well, that's improper English. We want authoritative to describe adult, so we want to put the adjective right next to the noun. Okay, so now we fix that. All right, now we've got, in this case, that Simon. Well, we don't need this. Simon is the subject of the paragraph, so let's just get rid of that. So we get rid of this. So that's gone. And then the third one we have marked, it says it's unnecessary. It repeats the idea of immaturity. You'll see that we have must have treated him as immature and that he didn't know better. Well, that he didn't know better is the same thing as immature. So let's just get rid of that phrase. Okay, now we fixed some things, but we also have a sentence that doesn't make sense now. We have the authoritative adult compared to the child who must have treated him as immature. Okay. We already know we're comparing the adult to the child. That's what we've been doing previously. So we don't need this phrase, compared to the child. Okay, so if we get rid of that, we need a verb. We don't have a verb for the sentence, but we do have one. It's treated. So what if we just use this verb? What if we just get rid of these extra words and we have treats? So now we have the authoritative adult treats him as immature. Simple. Okay? Next sentence. Same problem we just had a minute ago. We started the last sentence with this shows. This conveys is the same thing. We do not need that crutch. We don't need to start the sentence with this shows or this conveys in order to be able to give our analysis. So what can we do instead? Well, let's delete it, and then we'll edit accordingly. So if we get rid of this, now we have that the life experience of the Lord of the Flies causes it to patronize Simon. Well, that doesn't make sense. We don't need that word that. All right. Now we've got a sentence that makes sense. The life experience of the Lord of the Flies causes it to patronize Simon, calling him poor and misguided. However, we have a new problem. This sentence starts with the, this sentence starts with the, and this sentence starts with the. At the very least, we could put these two sentences together using one of our writing strategies. We need to vary our sentence structure and not have the same strategy repeated over and over again. So an easy way to do this is to use two independent clauses joined by a conjunction and a comma. So if we get rid of this period and put a comma, we need to join these two phrases together. We need to choose the right word. A lot of people I notice have been using and. We don't want to always use and, right? We've got, I think, 7 different conjunctions we can choose from. We want the one that makes the most sense. This second part of the sentence, the life experience of the Lord of the Flies causes it to patronize Simon, is dependent upon the first. It comes, it's like a because of, right? The conjunction that means because of or therefore is so. Okay, so now we have the authoritative adult treats him as immature, so the life experience of the Lord of the Flies causes it to patronize Simon, right? This happened in the past, so now Simon is projecting it through the Lord of the Flies in the present. All right, that's fixed. Well, let's look at this. We've got outside forces such as. Well, anytime you have such as, you probably have unnecessary words. This is unnecessary. So if we kill this whole phrase, will our sentence make sense? Let's see. We now have his parents wouldn't describe their own parenting as misguided, which could mean either he does not have a strong relationship with them or other adults make their opinions about young Simon evident. That's a correct sentence. In fact, that sentence is using that same writing strategy that we were talking about, which is independent clauses joined by a comma and a conjunction. So now we can see that we've used that writing strategy at least twice in a sentence. Okay? So we're in pretty good shape. This is not a perfect paragraph, but we've made a lot of the corrections. I was just looking this over and I noticed one more thing that we should fix. There's probably other things later too. But another thing we need to fix is this one. We're talking about unnecessary words. We have the life experience of the Lord of the Flies causes it to patronize Simon. Why do we need to have the life experience of the Lord of the Flies? The Lord of the Flies is not alive, right? We need to get rid of a couple things here. So let's get rid of that because the Lord of the Flies is not alive, so it does not have life experience. So now we have, so the Lord of the Flies causes it to patronize Simon. We don't actually have to have causes anymore because we got rid of that life experience. So now we can just say what the Lord of the Flies does, right? So now we have, so the Lord of the Flies patronizes Simon, calling him poor and misguided. That's a little bit cleaner, and I will show you how to do more things with this paragraph in class. See you soon.